Hey folks, Eric Bray, Focus Fishing Guide Service. Got another video fishing report for you for Table Rock. It is Tuesday, April 24th. Oh boy, been on the water quite a bit. I've been on the water either here or over on Grand Lake of the Cherokees every day since the last video. Been over here a bunch, went over to Grand, fished the LMTT. Jeff Durr and I managed to get a check. Did okay. I will tell you, if you think you need to retie, you need to retie. I lost a fish or broke a fish off that probably cost us about 5 or 6 spots, but is what it is, live and learn. But if you think you need to retie, retie. As far as Table Rock is concerned, our current lake level, we are at 915.22 this morning, so it has come up, I don't know, inch, maybe 2 inches. Not a lot, but it has come up a little bit. They are still running current pretty much every day, all day. 1 to 2 generators. They're trying to draw beaver down. Beaver's about 6 feet high, so trying to draw beaver down, and we are building back up. We got to, by May, we will be up to 916, by June 917 for summer pools, so I expect to see the lake come up. I expect to see them continue to draw beaver down and raise Table Rock, but continue to run water through Table Rock during that entire period. Water temperature is all over the map. Down here by the dam where I am today, it's about 54, 55. Up in the James, it's 56, 57, but as you get into the backs of the creeks, especially towards the end of the day, you will find water temperatures in the 60s, low 60s, even as warm as 62, 63 at the end of the day. And fish are moving. They are definitely moving up. Have seen quite a few beds, have not seen fish on the beds, but have seen quite a few beds where the males have come up, made a bed, it's cooled off, they back off. Our weather forecast for this week is supposed to be nice. It's supposed to be 70 today. Got a little front coming in tonight, a little bit of rain again tomorrow. And with that rain, we're looking at, it's gonna, well, be in the mid 60s tomorrow, so still not real cold, not really going to cool the water off once we get past that rain. They're calling for 60s and 70s and sunshine the rest of the week. Full moon this weekend, so I would guess, I am going to say that most of the fish are going to move up and spawn this week. We're going to have a big wave of spawners move up. Not every fish is going to spawn at the same time, of course, but we will have a wave of spawners move up this week. And into this weekend, we'll probably see a lot of fish on beds this weekend, and a lot of fish early part of next week on beds. But if you guys are coming down, maybe you're going to fish one of the multiple tournaments we have this weekend between the Tyson, the Shriners, and several other small charity events, and the Web Outdoors Elite. Oh, looks like on Saturday we'll have about 600 boats on the water, tournament boats, and Sunday probably still 200. So if you're coming down this weekend, going to fish one of the tournaments, or just going to come down and fish for fun, say you're going to fish the lower end of the lake, still got some really good bites going on down here. We are still catching them on a swim bait down here. Both the Kitex Wing Impact Fat and the Bass Pro Speed Shad. Just basically rigging that on a 1/4 ounce head, throwing it out on the gravel points, gravel pockets, counting it down about 3 to 5 seconds, winding it in slow. Just a slow, steady retrieve, catching several fish doing that. Most of the fish are less than 15 foot deep. A lot of them are suspended, especially if you have a windy day. If you've got wind, you really want to throw the swim bait. You're getting a lot more bites on the swim bait than anything else if it's a windy day. Catching quite a few on a jewel shaky head or a jewel squirrel head right now. Doing really well with the squirrel head with either a beaver or a craw or your favorite finesse worm on it. I've been throwing it with the speed craw quite a bit. Doing really well on the gravel points, gravel pockets. The spawning pockets is where most of the fish are at right now. Most of them are either on the points, just inside the pockets down here in the dam area, and catching them on the speed craw, on a squirrel head, a beaver on a squirrel head, catching them on a Ned rig too, catching them on the jewel Ned head, matching that up with half of a Bass Pro Sticko. Doing really well with that as well, just working it slowly along the bottom, inside those spawning pockets or right on the spawning points, and doing well with the Jewel Pro Spider Jig too. Working it slowly along the bottom inside those pockets. 5/16 has been a better jig, better size. Okeechobee Blue has been my best color, even down here at the dam. The water's fairly clear now. Okeechobee Blue, Green Pumpkin Candy, and matched up with a Speed Craw has been my best bait there. Going to the Kimberley City area, and the same bites are working there too, doing well with a swim bait, Kitech Swing Impact Fat, Bass Pro Speed Shad, and the Bass Pro 4-inch XPS Grub. All those again on a 1/4 ounce head, open hook, catching most of them. When the wind's blowing, those fish are suspended, keeping the boat about 15 to 20, casting towards the point or across the point, and just basically slowly retrieving that in. Let it sink down about 5 seconds and reel it in. Catching a lot of fish doing that. If I don't have wind, I'm doing well with the same baits I'm doing well down to the dam. Doing really good with the squirrel head, jewel squirrel head matched up with either a speed craw, a beaver, or finesse worm. Working it slowly on the bottom from about 10 to 15 foot deep seems to be the best depth there. Again, we're fishing those gravel points, gravel pockets. Doing the same thing with the Ned head. Jewel Ned head matched up with half of a Bass Pro Sticko. Green Pumpkin's been a good color. Sooner Run's been a good color. Just about any color that you like, peanut butter and jelly, any of the colors that you like to throw on the Ned head will work right now. Doing well with the Jewel Pro Spider Jig, 5/16 again. Most of those fish are still that 6 to 10 to 15 foot deep. Mostly gravel, sometimes gravel mixed with rock, but mostly gravel, looking at those spawning pockets. They're either right inside the spawning pocket or towards the back of the spawning pocket, and just work it slowly along the bottom. That's where we're catching fish. And then we are catching a few on a spinnerbait up there as well. War Eagle spinnerbait on those really windy days, getting up tight to the bank and just kind of parallel on the bank in about 4 to 5 foot of water. Have been catching quite a few on a War Eagle spinnerbait. White and chartreuse have been the two best colors, catching a few on mouse as well, but you really have to have wind for that bite to work. Go up into the James. The spinnerbait's definitely better in the James than anywhere else. Catching them on the War Eagle, white and chartreuse, or mouse if you're in the clearer water, parallel on the bank, catching a number of fish doing that. Gotta have wind though. If you don't have wind, you're just not gonna get bit on a spinnerbait right now. Catching a few on the swim bait as well, Fat Impact, and the Speed Shad, 1/4 ounce head, same sort of deal. It seems like that works from about 0.12 down is where that has been best. If you get up above 0.12, you seem to catch more crappie than you do bass with a swim bait right now. And then of course a jig, shaky head and Ned head. Jewel Pro Spider Jig's been really strong, matched up with a speed craw. The Jewel Squirrel Head's been really strong, matched up with a speed craw or a beaver. And the Jewel Ned head matched up with half a Sticko. All those are working around those spawning pockets. Look for the fish to be a little bit shallower up the James. It's got a little bit more color. Most of them are coming, we'll say 5 to 10 feet deep, so keep the boat in about 15 to 20. Cast back into the pocket, cast across the point, catching a lot of fish, mostly on gravel, a little bit of gravel mixed with rock around spawning pockets. It seems like the spawning pockets are key because all the fish are moving up and getting ready to spawn this weekend and next week. Go up into the white and catching quite a few on the swim bait up there as well. Bass Pro Speed Shad, Kitech Swing Impact Fat, both of those on a 1/4 ounce head, same sort of locations. Looking for those fish to be right inside those spawning pockets, even towards the back of the spawning pockets. Saw a lot of beds up in the white last week, so I would expect those fish to be spawning by this weekend. Doing well with the Ned head up there too. Jewel Ned head matched up with half a Sticko. Jewel Squirrel Head matched up with either a speed craw, a beaver, or a finesse worm. Again, these fish are going to be anywhere from about 6 to about 12 foot deep. Work it slowly along the bottom, catching a lot of fish right now on the bottom, especially if you don't have wind. And then the Jewel Spider Jig as well, 5/16, 7/16. Doing a little bit better with the 5/16 because it is shallow and don't necessarily need to fight it that deep. So Green Pumpkin Candy, Okeechobee Blue, matched up with Speed Craw, my best colors. And again, these fish are 6 to 15 feet deep, so keep your boat out 15 to 20. Work those points, work those pockets. A lot of fish have moved up, and even more are going to move up throughout the week. Guys, it is, oh gosh, almost all the way through April. I do believe that winter is finally gone. Sure looks like it. A little bit of a cold front tomorrow, but I don't see any freezing weather in the next 2-week forecast, and then we will be into May. And once we get into May, if it freezes, it'll be a real shock. But freezing weather is over. Winter seems to be gone. Spring is here, and the fish are biting. We are starting to have those 30, 40 fish days that we talk about. It's not every day yet, but within the next couple of weeks, once we get past the spawn and get these fish back out, roaming around feeding post spawn, we will start to see quite a few fish showing up, catching quite a few fish. Going to start seeing the topwater bites. Started to notice some fish chasing shad yesterday and the day before, but they're not really on a topwater yet. But I would say within the next week or so, we're really going to start to see fish chasing a spook, Sammy, popper, whatever your favorite topwater is. We should have a topwater bite, maybe even by this weekend, but definitely within the next 2 weeks. But guys, we're catching fish. If you're thinking about coming down, maybe you got a derby coming up and you want to get an edge against your competition. Maybe you bought a lake house and you don't really catch a lot of fish and you want to learn to catch fish in your area. Or maybe you just want to come down and fish for fun. Whatever it is, if you guys want to hire a guide, give me a call. It's Focus Fishing Guide Service. You can reach me at 417-860-4743. Hit my website, focusfishing.com, and either shoot me an email, book online, whatever's more convenient for you. Either way, we'll get hooked up. We'll figure out a date and time that works out good for you. I can tell you right now, April's full, May is filling up. So if you're thinking about coming down in May or even in June, get a hold of me as soon as you can once you get your dates figured out, because we will fill up the rest of May here pretty quick, and then June will get filled up right after that. But guys, if you're coming down, call me. Let's get hooked up. Let's go out fishing. Thanks for watching the videos. Please take a moment to subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. But thanks for watching. I can't wait to hear from you. We'll see you on the water.